So welcome everybody to this Helpful Village release webinar of February 18th. We have an agenda for today's meeting, the usual agenda, a couple of reminders, general information, some news, and then the improvements of the month that will be explained during the release notes and a brief Q&A. So we get started with the reminders. First, today is the third Wednesday of the month. It's a Helpful Village release webinar. Next week at the same time on Wednesday, on the 25th of February, we have a Q&A webinar where you're asking questions, any questions you might have. And then next month on March, we have the next release webinar on the 18th of March. Here are a couple of links that are useful. The Helpful Village Help Center, Training Docs Guide, and Slack. It's great. Usually, Anastasia, if you can put those links in the chat, that would be amazing for people that don't know about those. Quick reminder also that for next week's Q&A, you can ask our team any question you have. We ask you to send those questions ahead of time by email to hvusers@helpfulvillage.com. When you send your questions ahead of time, we put them in a document. It's a kind of a queue list of questions. And so if you can send us your questions to that email, that helps us think about those questions. A quick reminder about our Help Center. This is where our documents are. This is also how you contact our support team. You can submit requests on the top right of support.helpfulvillage.com. A quick reminder also that there is two different ways to contact us. One is the Help Center that I just showed. This is what you use when there is a problem with the platform, a bug or an issue. And then if you have improvement ideas, changes that could make the software better, you submit that in a different website that is ask.helpfulvillage.com. We will, process bugs first, and then if there is no more bugs, we'll move on to improvements. Quick reminder about how to support a ticket. If you can send a ticket with a clear, descriptive title explaining what it is and giving us the details. Usually, sometimes we get some tickets about, some feature didn't work, but we cannot investigate. So if you can give us the name of the users and what buttons, you can add print screens, all of that helps us find the solutions quicker for your questions. These are different channels of communication. The best way to communicate with us is through support.helpfulvillage.com. You can submit a ticket that gives you a number, and we have a queue basically that we can manage with priorities. It's also possible to contact us via email. We ask you to use the support line for phone support for urgent issues. If there is a problem with a server, if something is down or not working, you can definitely call us. But we're more efficient when we're working with tickets, can focus on one thing at a time. There's also a collaborative website that's called Slack, where basically we can discuss with other villages and with our team and share ideas or improvements or other things like that. We have been a lot more efficient with processing payments with our customers. We have activated some new features I'll discuss about in Plaza. And part of this improvement is the automatic payments that makes that our team is spending less time managing checks and then more time working on your improvements. If you want to set up automatic payments with our team, you can email anastasia@helpfulvillage.com. She can help you get that done. And with that, we're done with the reminders. We're moving on to the next section. Next section is news. I think I have one slide of news. And this is an announcement of one new village. This is a Cheshire village in Keene County, New Hampshire. They recently transferred from Club Express to Helpful Village, and they're ready to start operations. We have one more training session with them, and then they will be ready to go. So we welcome them to the family of villages. And the other one is not a new village. It's actually Beacon Hill Village, but we thought we would share this news with you. Beacon Hill Village is changing their name, and they're becoming Boston Village. Reason for it, probably that they started in this neighborhood of Boston that was called Beacon Hill, but they had expanded geographically to other surrounding neighborhoods, and probably they thought it would be a good idea to have a more inclusive name. That's my thought, but all I know is that they're changing their name because we have changed their logo on their platform, etc. You probably can find other news about that, but I thought would be a good idea to let you know that there are some changes in name. Beacon Hill Village now operating under this new logo, a new name, Boston Village. So you can find them under bostonvillage.org. Actually, not yet. They're changing the domain name at one point in time, but we will do that soon. Anyways, that's some news that I thought you should know about. And now that we have done that, we're going to discuss about improvements and changes in the release notes. We have some improvements we want to show you and discuss with you. First improvement is here is some changes we did for the renew membership. So this is the process by which your members can log into the platform and renew their membership themselves. They can do it. They can log in, and basically, if you look at the right picture, under the members menu, there is a menu option that says renew membership, and that allows them to pay for a one-time payment or set up a monthly payment or update their credit card for monthly payments. That existed before. The change we introduced is that that menu is a little smarter now, because that is connected to the membership type of the person. So each person in your platform has a current membership, right? I mean, your members do. If you're not a member, you don't see that option anyways. But if you're a member, basically depending on the membership type you're on, you can choose if you want to allow your members to pay with a one-time payment, like you see on the left screen, or if you want to allow them to pay with a monthly payment, or if you want to allow both options, right? So that existed before. What is new is that now the menu is smarter. If you choose only one option, the menu will only display one option. So if you see here on the second screen, if we change the membership type and the membership type only allows monthly memberships, you see, it says renew membership, it says monthly installments, it says update your credit card, but it doesn't mention the one-time payment. Before, we had a message there saying, well, the setup fees the fees for your membership have not been set for one-time payment, contact your village. We're not saying any of that. And then now, if there is no monthly payments authorized by your village, well, then we just don't mention any of that. We just say, well, there is a one-time payment. We brought that up one level in the menu so people can go under members, one-time payment, and they make their payment for their membership. Only in the case where your village has not set the membership fees, not monthly payments, not one-time payments, then the message your members will see is a little different. They would see this, they would go under members, and then it would say here, membership type fees have not been set, please contact your village. So this message only shows now if the member is logged in, they are an active member, and there is no way for them to renew their membership. Well, then basically probably something is wrong. So this is what happens when it's not empty. I know some villages have free memberships for some of their members. In that case, you can activate it, but then basically you need to go to the membership type fees here, and then you can set it to 0. That's a free membership, but it needs to be set to something. If you don't, well, then basically it will have this message. So that's just making it a little easier for your members to renew their membership. There's a little bit fewer options, only the options that your village has authorized for them. Okay, so all of these screens are about the same improvement. This is another change we are introducing this month. These are some changes in the membership application form. So first thing we did is we did a little bit of a design change. Usually the membership application form, if you remember, was this thinner line. And now we just change it so that it occupies the whole width of the screen. If you're looking at on a phone, well, it will adapt to the shape of the phone. If you're doing on the desktop computer, we will have more room. The reason we do that is that we have some new options that have been introduced in the membership application form that are optional. And these are more readable if we have more horizontal room. So this, for example, here is a new option you can activate in your membership application form. I think I'm discussing this one in the next one, but basically this new box is a new option in your membership application form. Basically, because we do a heavy usage of emails in the platform to inform members about membership renewals, about event confirmation, service requests, etc. It's very useful for the village to know if the person is an email reader or if they are not an email reader. So from now on, they can, your members, when they're applying, they can say, well, if they use email or if they do not use email. And if they do not use email, well, basically you probably want to print the newsletters and send it to them, etc. But now we are more explicit about the use of emails here. We have changed this also here. This is not visible to all villages, but if your village has the text messaging feature activated, we have reviewed with our third-party provider, and then we needed to be more explicit about the fact that a person can opt in into receiving text messages. So basically, all this language is something that is needed for regulation and compliance, basically saying that if they agree to receive text messages from your village, they need to know that the message frequency varies, there is message and data rates apply, and then they can also stop receiving your text messages. All of this helps with basically deliverability of your text messages to them. People can also click help. So we basically make it easier for people, more information to them if they're subscribing to text messages. If your village does not have the text message module activated, this checkbox here is not visible because we don't want them to opt into something that you're not offering. So if you're doing text messaging, this box has changed. If you're not doing text messaging, this will not show. And this is an optional question. So this is other things we did in the application form. So I was saying that this box I explained already before is the possibility for people to say that yes, they're email readers or users or not email users. And then we also added another question to the application form that is also conditional. So you can decide when editing your own application forms for membership, you can choose the question you want to ask. But one of the questions that is new from this month is the pronouns. So from now on, you can add to your membership application form if you want to ask your future members if they want to, basically share the pronouns they use with the village. If you don't want to add pronouns to your application form, it's an option. You don't need to add that field either, but it's a new option. This I don't know what I did with my copy paste. I don't know why this. Oh, wait. It's funny. It's me being an idiot because I was clicking on the left hand side of the forms. I was going the wrong way. We click on the right hand side. We go to the future. Explain this one. Yeah, this is a new question. Sorry, that was me misusing this form. These are other improvements. This is an improvement that your members and users will not see, but this is an improvement we did for your treasurer. So in the past, we were sending our monthly invoices for the Helpful Village services, and we were only sending the most recent email. And sometimes our team was spending a lot of time with outstanding invoices. So we needed to print a table, send an email to your treasurer saying, well, there's an old invoice here that went unpaid, etc. And that was a waste of time. So what we do now is that we have added to the code of our billing system so that we send the new invoice, as you can see there in the top, on the top. And if there is some any outstanding invoice that is unpaid, like it happened here, we will also include them in our automatic email. So it's okay. Sometimes I don't know. Someone can forget or something. I mean, we like when our customers pay their invoices on time. But if you forget, basically automatically, your treasurer will be reminded that there is a missing payment for something past. If everything is paid, well, this table will only include the most recent invoice. If something is unpaid, we will show all the invoices between the most recent one and the oldest one that is unpaid. Anyways, I'm pretty sure this makes your treasurer happy, and it also makes us happy because our team doesn't need to spend time going back at collections or something for forgotten payments or something like that. This happens automatically, hopefully. This is another change we did for your treasurer, is that we made some, first design changes on Plaza. When you're paying your invoices, it just looks a little cleaner and prettier. And the other thing is that we were contacting treasurers to connect your bank account for ACH payments. And in the past, we were using this micro deposit process. So basically, what happens, like if you want to pay with your bank account, you needed to, you enter your bank account number and routing number, and then there was this process where basically we needed to wait for a couple of days. Stripe was making a micro deposit in your account, and then we were contacting your treasurer to see if they can send us the amount of cents or a code that Stripe put in the transactions. So it was taking a few days, and also keeping our team busy calling your treasurer to get the authentication of that account. And now we have made an improvement by which you can actually connect your ACH and do the bank authentication without without this micro deposit process. So this makes just connecting your bank account for ACH payments a lot easier. For now, this is only happening in Plaza, but we're thinking maybe this is something we could potentially use for your members for their monthly payments, because ACH payments has lower fees than credit card payments for your members. So potentially, we have found a way now to connect bank accounts without the micro deposits. So Anastasia, I know there is a training document about this. I don't know if you can find the link for that training document, and you can share the screen basically explaining a little bit how the ACH process shows a little bit later, because I'm going to finish the improvement. But if you have that one ready, you can either put it on the chat or you can share your screen just to show how we do the bank connection. Actually, so this is it. What are the options to pay Helpful Village invoices, credit card, ACH, as I said. And then we have the possibility to do auto pay. So that basically just also making it easier for your treasurer. Okay, before this one. So do you
hey, it's Lee. Is the auto pay new?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, we have been, I mean, yes and no. We are definitely, it is there, right? We have been talking to Treasure for a couple of months, but we have been a little bit more systematic contacting the treasurers to have that activated, because we just got tired of getting back to treasurers about unpaid invoices and stuff like that. It was
right.
Just we want to have our support team working on support and not on collection. So
okay, so if I go back and talk to my treasurer, do I tell him anything, or you guys are going to work with that out?
Yeah. Well, I know Anastasia has a list of people that have already transitioned, and then she also has a list of people that have not. So probably you can, Anastasia, will you check with Lee about Bay2Sound if they have their autopay activated or not? Or
yeah,
but
I can
basically,
follow up. I can follow up with Anastasia. Thank you.
Okay, perfect, cool.
Yeah,
Anastasia, do you have these? Do you have the training document about the ACH connection?
Yes, I already shared it to the chat.
Okay, let me find it in the chat.
And it's from this slide.
Ooh, I don't see it in the chat. Do you see it?
Yeah.
What chat did you send it? On the Zoom chat? We have many chats. On the Zoom chat?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Because I'm pretty sure Susan cannot see your message on the chat.
No,
Neither do I.
Second. That's weird. Can you see it now?
Yes. Oh, God. It's sad because I was looking at the counter of people not seeing it. It was fun. Okay, I'm going to click on that link. Ooh, okay, it's here. So it is showing, right? Everyone can see it. So this is a training document. So you can find it on basically support.helpfulvillage.com. You can look for option payment, and then we did a training document that you can be shared with your basically treasurer. But basically for this recommended pay by ACH, the process goes now like this. When you receive an invoice from us, by the email that I showed you before, they click on that link to pay it. They choose the payment method here. They would choose ACH. They can enter the routing number, the account number, and then they click add bank account. And then basically now we have a deeper integration with Stripe, where basically you can accept some terms and conditions, and then you can search your bank. And when you search your bank, you can log into your bank. So when you put this also obviously done in a very secure way. So the password goes to your bank, but basically your bank is connecting with Stripe. And then basically we can do, Plaza is doing the authentication of the bank account. And then that's it. You basically authorize to connect the bank account with our billing system. And that's it. From that moment, the ACH mandate has been accepted. You can proceed to pay the invoice. Once you have done that, you go back to the invoice, you select the payment method, and then you click pay invoice, etc. So basically just a fully automatic way to connect your bank account and pay by ACH. As I was saying before, we did this on our billing system first, and we have been discussing with some of our villages that offer ACH to their members, but find it a little bit complicated to call them back for the micro deposits, and it is painful. Our team was doing it with our customers. Did you receive the micro deposits and all of that? It would take a few days, etc. So Oops. So this is something we can bring to possibly villages, but we would like to hear from more village leaders also if you think this is an option that is popular and that would be helpful to you to get rid of the micro deposits and then make it a lot easier into Helpful Village. We have not started the integration for your members. For now, we wanted to test it on our billing system and it's working beautifully. So just let us know. Okay, let me see if there are any more slides. Oh yeah, we have more slides. Before I go to the slides, I'm gonna show. I hear my echo, which is weird.
Let's see. Hmm.
Do you hear my echo too? Or it's just me? I don't hear it anymore. I think it's good now.
Yes, we could hear it.
Hearing one Manuel is already painful, but if you hear Manuel twice, really bad. I'm going to show the feature that I showed you before about membership, right? So if you go here, I'm going to just a live demo of one of the improvements I did, and then we have some more topics to discuss with you. One here is if I go here, membership types. On your platform here, you can choose and customize the fees and the different membership types that your village uses. And for example, here, I know that I have my mom on the subsidized 50 membership type. If you click on edit, you can say here the number of members for each membership type, the number of months, full membership or social membership. And then basically here, there you have these two options here that allows you to say if you want to allow one-time payment for this membership type or monthly payments for this membership type. I'm going to share my screen a different way so that I can show you something. I'm going to show you my full screen desktop here. Okay, so if it is like this, right, and I have no payment options activated, and then I open another browser. Here, you can see this. So this here, I'm logged in as my mom, and my mom being a member in this membership type. So now if I refresh this, a member comes down here, and when they try to pay, it's going to say membership type fees have not been set. Please contact your village, because she's a member, right, in the subsidized 50, but there's no way to pay for membership, so we say this. Now, if we change this, right, and we authorize the one-time payment for her membership type, and I save this, now this changed the behavior for the member. So now this is again I'm switching between the admin view in red, right, and this is the member view in gray. So this is my mom profile. You see her picture here. Now, if I refresh this page, now it would say membership, and here it says now one-time payment, right? And it's not mentioning monthly payments or nothing because it's an option that has not been activated for her monthly payment, for her membership payment. So if I click on this, it's doing the expected thing. It's going to take me to the renewal membership for one-time fee, okay? Now, I'm going to go again as an admin. I'm going to find the membership type again for a different case. And then in this different case, if I authorize one-time payments and also the monthly payments, right, that are for $9 a month, and then I save that, the menu for her, and I'm going to move to the member view, right? This is a member view here in gray. This is my mom up here. And if I refresh this page and I go under members, now it's going to say renew membership, and it's going to say one-time payment, monthly installments, and update your credit card. So basically, this menu is just smarter. If you don't do monthly, I'm not going to show any monthly options. If you allow everything, it's going to show everything. And then if you don't do one-time payments only monthly, we'll do the same. And then if you have no fees set up, we still leave the message there for your members to let you know, like, oh, I want to pay, but I can't. Okay, so that was just a quick demo that I wanted to do about that. And now I think I can come back to our slides. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, it's Robin. I couldn't change my name. I'm not Carol. I was just wondering, is this it looks like the admin screen is maybe changing, or how does that affect the member tab with set up monthly payments? Does that button show up or not show up?
Okay, so it's a good question. So first, so on this side, nothing has changed. On the setup, on the admin side here, it's not changed. You can have your membership types here. This existed before. The fact that you can choose one or the other, all of this existed. What has changed is on the member view. So the member view before was seeing all these useless. For example, if you only allowed what happened before, if you had a one-time payment, it would do you needed to do here, it would say renew membership, and then there's only one option that said one-time payment. But then it's like, why are we doing 2 steps? If there is only one way to pay, then put it here. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a little easier, and then it's so it's right. Just a member view that is simplified, and it just it just shows what is possible for them to do. You don't want to see them before. We had a message here saying, oh, the monthly membership fees have not been set. You can contact your village. And people were contacting the village, and the village was saying, well, we don't want to offer it, right? So it's like, it's just the member should not see those setup guides, except if the member cannot pay. So for them, nothing changes. And then maybe the other thing that I can show, you see that here, this is the member view. I cannot search anything. If I go back to the admin view, and then I search this person, this has not changed. I can find my member.
Okay.
Right. And then if you go to the member tab, the options that they have here with member since, last renewal date, etc., all of that has not changed. And from here, I can renew and set a monthly. So nothing changes for admins. Only the members have a more simplified choice of ways for them to pay. You don't need to explain them, well, here, there, etc. It's like, okay, whatever option we offer to renew is showing on the menu and nothing else.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. Thank you for the question. I really like when we explain things in other words to make it clear for everybody. So we come back to the slides. Okay, now we enter a more philosophical aspect. First, so we have all been hearing about AI and things like that. And we have a little bit of a discussion here. Because there's all this discussion in society about the role of AI, how it changes the humanoid robots in China and things like that. And I wanted to share with you how is our view of AI in Helpful Village so that everyone is comfortable with this. So AI is really a powerful tool. We want to be very careful with it. So we are very cautious in the way we use it. And also we want it to be very transparent in how we use it. So we use AI not to run analysis on any kind of data for your members and things like that. So that we don't think it's the role of AI. But we are using AI for production of the code. The life of software developers has changed. Maybe it's not, maybe it's more interesting to me than to you, but the machine has gotten a lot smarter in terms of writing code. So and it's a good news for you in a sense, because I am more productive. I can write my code a lot quicker because the machine is helping me analyze the needs and sometimes suggest code improvements or sort of autocomplete. If you're using Gmail, right? Sometimes when you're typing an email, Gmail suggests you the way to finish your sentence or things like that. Now that is coming also to software development, kind of you have some sort of a coding companion that is with you and is making suggestions about how to improve your code. And we are using that because it is under control. I wanted to share my personal view on this. Some people go crazy, like there was the .com boom or bubble in the past. I think there is something similar here with AI where people say, oh, any idiot can develop an app or something. You don't need to know anything. And then just the robot's going to code that for you. I don't think that is true. I think that is some sort of a scam, people making money on people thinking that they can develop a complex system without knowing anything. But it is true that the AI can help write code. And now there is a switch in technology where software developers like myself, we need to be better at controlling and understanding what we're asking the machine. And the machine is helping a lot more with writing that code. You don't need to understand every word I'm saying, but there is something interesting here. Now, we also use AI. Another great use of AI is basically writing English, in particular for people like myself that we can barely speak English. We use AI to review our English skill and writing ability in our emails or something like that. So we're writing the email, but we're asking AI to make it sound a little bit more English. And that is good. And there is a new use of AI that we are going to test soon that we wanted to discuss with you. So there is now the possibility to activate an AI agent to help us with the support tickets. We're going to be testing this soon. So you submit your ticket in the same way you have done before with support.helpfulvillage.com. But we're going to activate a feature. We're going to test a feature basically by which the system can look at your question and then can see if this ticket is something that has been asked before, right? Because you have been submitting tickets, and then we are now at thousands of tickets that we have developed over many years. So it's very easy for the machine to know, well, this question has been asked before, and this was the answer. So this is I think, an interesting use case where basically you can get an answer quicker, right? And instead of us always responding to the same question. I also wanted to say that we don't want to replace our support system with AI. So basically, we will have human agents. We'll be looking at tickets, and we are here to solve the problems with empathy and complex problem solving. But we think AI can help with a very simple request, like, okay, I have a problem, just resetting my password. Well, there is no value in us responding that by hand 10 times. Maybe those very repetitive tickets can be responded quicker if we try this tool. Obviously, this is something that we do for the benefit of our customers. So we're gonna, turn it on, and then we want to hear from you. And then obviously you can, we need to learn about this, how we categorize some tickets that find a good resolution with AI, and those that need human attention. But yeah, we're going to be doing this test.
How will we know? How will we know, and how can we help?
So what we're going to do is that, well, you submit your ticket in the same way that you did before, right? And basically you will receive a response, right? The response, what we're going to do is that we want to assign those ticket responses in a different way. So when I'm responding them, I'm going to assign them as Manuel, right? And then when Anastasia is responding, well, she's going to respond them as Anastasia. And then when it's basically AI responding, we're going to put something there like, well, basically, support AI, support automatic response, etc. So you will know who's responding, right?
Okay.
But basically you just respond again, right? We will still monitoring the list of tickets, right? So if the response you got is solving your problem, well, then great, the ticket is closed, and then everyone is happy. And if it's not solving your problem, you need to let us know. Just respond to that ticket again, say, well, this is not solving my problem, this is not what I needed. And then we keep monitoring, and then we just take over basically on a human way.
Okay. Yeah, so interact with it normally and see where it goes. Okay.
Absolutely. But
we'll be able to tell it's from a bot, let's say, rather than you guys. Okay, perfect.
Exactly. Yes. So and absolutely. So we just wanted to, before activating it, let you know, so that, because also it's an experiment for us, right? And then but hopefully I think, sometimes we receive a ticket and it's like, this thing we have already responded 10 times, and then we end up not being.
You need to get the bot to restart the websites for us, so you're not doing it at 4 a.m.
I'll find a way. But now that this is said, right? It's like, I think us at Helpful Village and the whole society is adapting to basically a changing world with AI. But there's another thing that I wanted to say, is that for us, we're thinking about this there are AI tools that we use. We can use this one. I said before, we use some for our emails and English speaking abilities or writing. For our code production, we're using AI. But I also wanted to say that we wanted to make a strategic statement saying that our goal is not to put an AI in front of my mom. It's pretty much, we define ourselves as a company as the opposite of it, right? In some times where people are saying, oh, AI is going to do everything, and then we don't need any humans, and then we can put a robot talking to my mom. It's like, well, we don't want to do that. I don't think it's a good use. AI can be put to other uses, but for us, it's like we want to use technology to create human connection. So it's not our goal to, it's not my dream to have a robot calling members for empathy and for it. Like, I know there are other companies actually that do stuff like that. Like, oh, you feel lonely? Well, then buy a robot and talk to the robot. We want to do exact opposite of that, right? It's also, I wanted to be very clear on how we use AI, what we think about AI. We don't think at all that humans should be taken out of the equation in our case. So I in some cases, we send automatic emails, as you know, for volunteer services, because that makes sense. It's kind of boring and stupid to do it by hand. But we need human contact. We need human check-ins. We need human service requests. We need people helping each other. So we are strong believers in humans, and it's like we want to facilitate this human connection and not replace it. Cool. Okay. I'll take a breath for 10 seconds. I am really passionate about what's happening right now. I think it's really big, and philosophically it's really big in the role of AI and robots, interacting with us more often. I just made a big statement about how to use AI and limit it and stuff like that. Now, at the same time, I have another slide about another thing that we're doing, right? So these are separate slides. But we're activating new security measures for your websites. So it is kind of quite interesting. We're saying, well, using AI is a revolution, many good things. Well, another thing that is happening is that there is a lot more spam and hacking and stuff like that, kind of robots attacking a platform. So you all know that we have been very big proponents of high level of security, right, for your data and your members and everything. Well, today I'm happy we said that, because with more robots and bots and AI, there is also more attacks on software. And we have identified some, and then we need to reinforce our security, and we are doing this. So we have seen more traffic from bots on our customers' websites. Sometimes some of them that were creating spam messages. So we need to add more tools to fight more against these bots. So we are even, I know on some pages where we have Google Captcha that is activated, right, for event registrations and things like that for people that are not logged in. We are adding more security, because in some cases it's not enough. Kind of some of these bots are getting smarter and then sometimes overcoming Google Captcha. So we are working on additional security measures to keep the data safe, etc. So we have some measures, and we keep it very simple, obviously, because we want to have you using, but then there is some low friction protection. You can see, I don't know if you have seen this on some websites, but basically we will have a more constant monitoring of the interactions on the website for constant detection of robots that are interacting with the website. And when we think it might be a robot, right, you might see a checkbox coming up, right, or a challenge. Challenge is usually saying, well, please check on this box if you're not a robot or something like that. So it is super simple, but then if you're using the platform, you see some of these messages. I wanted you to know that it is because we live in a more robot activated, there's more attacks and more, something is changing really. We needed to amp up our security and be readier to detect bot activity. It's kind of funny because it's kind of powerful and positive, right? That we can be more efficient with building code, and at the same time, it's also a more.
So our users will occasionally potentially see a check here to prove that you're human checkbox.
Exactly.
That's okay. And when will that start?
So we are going to be rolling it out progressively. So we already activated it for one village. We have it activated on demo, right? We, in general, I don't know. You see what I'm saying? It's like we already started with some people. We need to get some feedback, right? Because we are listening to you and then saying, well, none of our members can do this. Instead of doing that for 100 villages at once, right? Maybe we'll do 10 villages. So this has progressive rollout so that we can manage kind of feedback from our villages.
It's coming. Don't be surprised if you see it.
Exactly.
That's the
message. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And then also, get ready to, basically contact our support team saying, well, we saw this checkbox coming. And, well, that's normal. Or we tried to do this and it's no longer possible because maybe the platform thinks that whatever some activity, for example, one thing we did, for example, the editable web pages, your website, right? Sometimes it includes videos, and it's iframe for showing a YouTube video, well, that is something that is potentially a little bit risky, right? Because it's an iframe inside, etc. So we needed to do some specific measures. So if you see something unusual when you're using it, and it's like, oh, I'm trying to save, it doesn't save. Well, you need to let us know, because this enhanced security makes that, we need to do some fine tuning and some actions that might not be possible. Now, I know it's a little annoying. Security is always like that, right? It's like at anything in a personal event also, right? If you're, attending, a political event and there is security, well, it's annoying. You need to go through an arc, and, it would be better if there was no problem. But at the same time, we really want to have this data secure and sleep tight at night on your end, on our end, etc. So we really want to keep it that way. So I know it's a little annoying, but I think it's better for everybody that we keep this highest level of security and protection that we can do. Cool. Perfect. And with this is the end of our webinars, and it's some features, some security enhancements, some things, and then for me, there is some philosophical aspect about the role of AI and robots that you hear maybe on the radio about, I don't know, open AI, etc. is touching everybody. It gets to Helpful Village today in these ways, because just these robots have been more active, even on our platform. That's kind of interesting. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. We can have a few minutes if there are some urgent questions. I would not go with some feature or open defined question, but if you want to discuss about any of the things we discussed today, your view of AI, you want to share with the group, we can spend a few more minutes. There is a webinar next week, right, where we're going to be discussing software questions. So I don't want to do the software questions right now, because we are doing that next week. But if you want to say something or share with the community your views of something that we're doing, or AI or the robots or something like that, we can spend a few more minutes if anyone wants to open up about it. But we don't have to, just if someone has something to say about it.
I appreciate the work you guys are doing on security. I think that's great. It's obviously a big concern, especially with the personal data that we have on our sites. And so I applaud that, and keep going. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, actually it comes. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, it is interesting to me. We got a ticket actually from one of the villages saying, hey, we have this thing of people registering for events that are open to the public. So it's not a security threat in general to the integrity of the data you have in the system, but we don't want to have a spam robots registering for events. And then I went there, it's like, wait a minute, there's a CAPTCHA here. And then just doing some research, like, well, some of these robots getting over the CAPTCHA thing, which for me is like, wow, these robots are getting stronger. So we need to start some investigation. Say, okay, now we keep the CAPTCHA that we were doing, and we have an extra layer of security with extra continuous detection of potential robot activity. So it is under control on our end, but it's like, it is some work to, well, basically to keep everyone safe with all these bots and AI also acting in new ways. So I thought, and our way to do this is also to share it immediately with our customers, right? It's like, you don't see it, it's in the logs, etc. But you should know what keeps us busy also during the week. Cool.
Thanks.
Perfect. All this being said, we remain optimistic. The world's gonna be amazing. My work has gotten a little bit more interesting also, because the robot is my companion. He codes with me now. It's like, oh wow, dude, you're doing some good job. And he doesn't complain too much. He's a good friend. So he's not all negative. He's like philosophically challenging, but he's also very interesting. Anyway, thank you everybody for seeing you. And we need to keep doing these webinars. This will not be replaced by AI, because I want to see you. I need to see humans. Yeah, thank you, MJ. That was funny. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good week.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.